Wendy Shy. I guess my label is unlovable. I don't remember anybody telling me that I was unlovable. It was just my opinion, my perception of the family dynamics at first. My dad was strong and fearless. My mom was petite and pretty. And my brother was perfect in school and an athlete. And then there was me. Not good at school, overweight, not bubbly, outgoing, more introvert. I always grew up feeling like I had to do stuff in order to try and gain being lovable. Eventually, I started eating a lot around 12 years old. My mind at that point had told myself that if I lost all the weight, if I became skinny, I would be lovable. So I started crash dieting and starvation, and within 2 months, I went from the 185 down to 95 pounds. The problem on that road was you don't become more lovable, and all of a sudden it's not to lose the weight. You still see yourself at the 185 pounds, so you're still unlovable and overweight. I was 27 years old on Christmas Eve, and I accepted the Lord. Every time up until that point, I'd look in the mirror and I'd see the 185-pound woman with no chin. 2 days after I accepted the Lord, I got out of the shower and I was walking by a mirror. Sorry, don't mean to. And God blessed me with getting a glimpse of what I actually looked like. I was a skeleton. At that point, I even felt more unloved because my family and friends didn't care enough to point out that I looked like that. And I prayed and I prayed. I got in a phone book and looked for a place that took care of those kind of eating disorders. And at that time, there was none. I started crying and thinking I was gonna die. And I looked down and there was the Weight Watchers ad in the yellow pages, and I called it. And the lady on the other end, she was struggling with being obese. When I told her my story, she took my number and she called around. And within 2 hours, she had me hooked up with a counselor. It was a long road. I had to trust God into building me up. Eventually, I started looking at myself in a different light. I can't be unlovable. I can't be ugly. God made me. It's a struggle every day now, still, with the eating disorders. But I know I'm lovable. And I know God brought me through that season for all those years when I should have died. I know I'm here for a purpose.